This is Paul for Redneck Sports. I believe that everybody should win in life, or at least attempt to. The first three maxims of General Robert Nealon's game maxims, I believe apply to everybody. The team that makes the fewest mistakes will win. Play for and make the breaks. When one comes your way, score. If at first the game or the breaks go against you, don't let up. Put on more steam. Welcome to the channel. Now let's discuss some sports. Oh, and if you don't mind, like, subscribe, comment. And I've got a link tree down below that's got my social media, and it has my Patreon if you want to help out. Thank y'all. Week 11 is in the books, and man, it didn't disappoint. I'm going to cover the games that, holy cow. There are some teams that took themselves out of the possibility of going to the college football playoff. There are some teams that are just like, wow, these teams are really fighting to get there. I am just in awe. As a Tennessee fan, I am also glad it has been announced that Nico Iamaleava will still be playing next week. He got hurt in this game, so there have been so many teams this year that have had injuries and whatnot. This has been a hard fought season. So let's get into the games that matter. So, of course, we are going to start out with the University of Tennessee. They hosted Mississippi State this week. Okay, Mississippi State, not that good of a team. Tennessee is 8-1. Amazing. Nico Iamaleava, like I said earlier, got hurt early on into the game, but, well, we still won 33-14. The box score, Mississippi State scored once in the second quarter, once in the third quarter. Tennessee, first quarter, touchdown. Second quarter, 13 points. Third quarter, 10 points. Fourth quarter, 3 points. Our kicking game got better. I have a feeling that our kicker got talked to and asked to do his job properly. Nico Iamaleava threw 2 touchdowns, one to Dante Thornton Jr. and one to Squirrel White. I love seeing Squirrel White get the ball. He had 3 receptions, 63 yards, 21 yards average, 34 was his long. Dante Thornton, 3 receptions, 104 yards, 73 yards was his long. And Dylan Sampson got a rushing touchdown. Long at 33 yards, 30 rushes, 149 yards, 5-yard average. I mean, seriously, we have a balanced team here. Mississippi State, Michael Van Buren Jr. had 1 interception. They had 2 rushing touchdowns, one from Devon Booth, one on Johnny Daniels. Michael Van Buren had 8 rushes for -9 yards. Devon Booth receiving had 1 reception, -1 yards. They were overmatched. I always feel sorry for them. But hey, way to go, Tennessee and Mississippi State. I actually hope that you get better for next year. The next game we're going to talk about is Virginia and Pitt. I know UVA is not the most exciting team, but this got them, all they have to do is beat Virginia Tech or SMU or Notre Dame to get one more game to go to a bowl game this year, which would be exciting for them. They've been down. Pitt, because Miami lost today, Clemson lost last week, they were actually looking like they had a shot at the ACC championship game. Nope. They ain't got it. Pitt lost 24-19. I'm not really sad. I don't like Narduzzi. I know some of you might, but I don't like Narduzzi. Uh, Pitt came out in the first half, 13 points in the second quarter, but Virginia had a touchdown, had two touchdowns in the third, and Pittsburgh wasn't able to do it. Eli Holstein, he had 10 completions, got sacked twice, and Gavin Bartholomew had a touchdown, but that came from Nate Yarnell, even though he had two interceptions. Daniel Carter ran in for a touchdown. This was not a good team for them, or not a good game for them. Anthony Kalendra, who's UVA's quarterback, 16 completions, 24 attempts, one passing TD, two interceptions. He got sacked 6 times, so it wasn't like Pitt wasn't fighting. Xavier Brown, Kobe Pace, both rushed in for touchdowns. Xavier Brown received and got a reception and got a touchdown. This was Pitt took themselves out of the ACC conversation. Another quick recap. Michigan and Indiana. Indiana is 10-0 for the first time ever. They have never gone 10-0. They had a hard-fought game against Michigan. Because, well, Michigan still got the players. They've still got the talent. But good Lord. Indiana is undefeated. Oregon, undefeated. BYU, undefeated. Army, undefeated. Now, Indiana had... Curtis Rourke was showing up today. He had 1 interception, but 2 TDs, got sacked 4 times. Omar Cooper Jr., touchdown. Eli Sarrett, touchdown. Davis Warren, the Michigan quarterback, no TDs, no interceptions, no sacks, 16-32. Khalil Mullings, touchdown. I think that's it. They just couldn't do it today, and that was kind of sad. It was. But yeah, Indiana's 10-0, first time ever. Gotta love that in this season. Most people, at least on the East Coast, if you're on the West Coast, you may understand this. BYU, Utah, and Utah State, they play each other hard. And those three, the Utah State Championship in college football, that's a big deal. Well, BYU played Utah. BYU almost lost this game, but they are currently 9-0. They're undefeated. Big 12. They're right there. Utah was 4-4 going in this game. They fought. Like I said, they almost beat BYU, but BYU was able to pull out. The Cougars, let's see here. Jeff Retzlaff, sorry. 3 sacks, but he got a touchdown, and it was a kicking game, though. On the other hand, Brandon Rose for Utah, 12 completions. He had 2 TDs, 1 interception. Damon Alford came in, got an interception. Brant Kuth was the one that got a rushing TD. Micah Bernard and Brant Kuth both got receiving touchdowns. But this was a kicking game. Seriously, it was a kicking game. I'm like, wow. So Cougars are going in to try to get to the
college football playoff, they've got a pretty good shot. They are looking like they could be the Big 12 champion. Okay, one of the stunners of the night. Mississippi. Ole Miss. 28. Georgia Bulldogs. 10. Ole Miss is 8-2. Georgia is 7-2. Right now, they aren't in the SEC championship talk. Georgia might, depending on how this all plays out, could be knocked out of this college football playoff talk. Could be. I'm not saying that they are. This was a wild game. Carson Beck, 1 interception, 5 sacks. Nate Frazier got 1 rushing touchdown. Jackson Dart, 1 TD, 1 interception, 1 sack. Ulysses Bentley IV got a TD, rushing TD. Antoine Wells Jr. got a TD. So Ole Miss was ready this time around. Lane Kiffin's tired of losing. And yeah, he's only lost 2 games, but he's lost 2 very consequential games. He's trying to put himself back in. He's looking at Texas A&M. Most likely is going to get knocked off by Texas, even though Texas could get knocked off. That puts him 2 losses. By giving Georgia a second loss, he's hoping that Tennessee will either get knocked off and go to 2 losses or knock off Georgia completely. That puts them back in the talk to being the SEC championship game. Wow, we have a crazy season, do we not? Most folks don't know this. I actually have some respect for Georgia Tech. I studied their program a little bit, the history of it. They used to be a major rival of the University of Tennessee. Well, they knocked off number 4 Miami. Miami was 9-0 going into this game, and Georgia was 5-4. Georgia Tech, pardon me, and Georgia Tech, they're bowl eligible. Now, Miami's bowl eligible, of course, number 4 team in the nation. But getting knocked off by Georgia Tech, a 4-loss team, yeah, the ACC is a little wild right now. The vaunted Cam Ward got sacked 3 times. They didn't have any rushing touchdowns. Elijah Arroyo, Xavier Restrepo, and Isaiah Horton, all 3 got touchdowns for Miami. Aaron Philo, quarterback for Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. He had 1 TD throw. Haynes King threw 1 touchdown. Haynes King got a rushing touchdown. Jamal Haynes got a rushing touchdown. Malik Rutherford got a receiving touchdown. And Chase Lane got a receiving touchdown. This was I guess Miami's just beat up. They're still a great team. I think it's just a simple fact of Georgia Tech's been a beast that nobody's recognized. And Miami's just been playing a grueling schedule, even though it is the ACC. But they're getting played hard. So, hey, don't disrespect the Hurricanes, but also show some respect to the Yellow Jackets. Iowa State could possibly have gone to the Big 12 championship. They may still have that opportunity, depending on how the rest of the season plays out. But they lost to a bad Kansas team. Kansas has had a bad year. I'm not saying that the team's completely bad, but 45-36. There was no defense in this game. Seriously. Box score. First quarter. Iowa State. Touchdown. Kansas 2 touchdowns. Second quarter, Iowa State, 2 field goals, 17 points for Kansas. fourth quarter, Iowa State got 16. They were just trading. They were just trading scores. Rocco Becht for Iowa State had 3 TDs, 1 interception, got sacked 3 times. Jalen Daniels for Kansas, 2 TDs. Carson Hansen for Iowa State got a rushing touchdown. Devin Neal for Kansas, 2 rushing. Jalen Daniels got a touchdown by rushing. Quentin Skinner and Luke Grimm of Kansas each got a receiving touchdown. Jalen Noel for Iowa State got 2 receiving touchdowns, and Jalen Jackson got 1 rushing touchdown. There was no defense. Iowa State, number 17 in the nation, supposedly one of the better teams in the Big 12. Yep, nope, they just no. And that's what I'm saying. This wasn't even a good Kansas team, and they took them out. Man, what's up with the Big 12? BYU's your best team. Alabama decided to just play tonight. Jalen Milroe has been having so many people talk bad about him. This should have been a Heisman year for him. Kalen DeBoer, so many people have been talking bad about him. He took over from a legend. Well, they beat LSU 42-13 in LSU. They went to Louisiana. They went to Baton Rouge. And let me tell you, I miss some po' boys. I miss going to, oh, sorry. I was thinking about food there for a minute. I love Baton Rouge, by the way, folks. So if you're an LSU fan, hey guys, I love your campus. I love Baton Rouge. But Alabama came in there. They've had such a crap season. They're tired of the state of Tennessee owning them this year. So they wanted to take it out on somebody. Alabama 42, LSU 13. LSU's knocked out of college football playoff talk. They don't have, even though they've only got 2 losses in the SEC, they're knocked out. Alabama is trying to have a chance. They're trying to get into college football playoff talk. Jalen Milroe, 4 rushing touchdowns, all on his back. Richard Young and Justice Haynes both got rushing touchdowns. This was a pure ground and pound game. This was an Alabama team of old. Kalen DeBoer, holy cow. He decided we're going to do what Alabama used to do so well. Garrett Nussmeier, 1 passing TD. He got intercepted twice, sacked twice. No rushing TDs. Tyron Lacey was their lone TD. He got a receiving touchdown. Alabama, like I said, was looking like the Alabama of old. I don't know what else to say. The Crimson Tide, they've been tired of getting just talked about bad in every corner. Wow. They decided that this rivalry was worth something this year. Folks, it's coming down to the wire. We only have a few more games that's going to get played before they start deciding who's going to get the playoff berths. This has been one heck of a year. This playoff scenario, these playoff scenarios are getting wild. Miami, them losing, wow. People underestimated Georgia Tech. I like Georgia Tech. I thought they were going to get to a bowl game, but I didn't think that it'd be on the back of Miami. Clemson lost again. Pitt, 2 losses. University of Tennessee almost lost Nico Iamaleava. That could have hurt them. Georgia getting beat by Ole Miss. Wow. Alabama has decided we're going to keep trying to get there. Texas still fighting. Oregon still fighting. Boise State is just wow. And Alabama or Army, sorry. Army is getting tired of getting disrespected, but sadly I don't see Army getting there. But Army's fighting. Notre Dame. First time in a long time that they've truly had a shot at the national championship. I mean, this has been a wow season. I hope you guys have been watching. This has been Paul with Redneck Sports. Guys, we got some more games coming. Tennessee and Georgia. I'm going to be doing my prediction tomorrow. That's going to be a game. Yeah, we've got some stuff coming.
Thank you for watching this video. I've had some fairly good success with all of my redneck sports stuff, and I hope you enjoyed the topic. If you did, like, subscribe, comment, all that rigmarole, and also just let me know what you want to hear about. I'll give a redneck spin to this stuff. Let me tell you, I love sports, so I love people that want to join me in that. This has been Paul with Redneck Sports. Y'all have a good day now. Bye.